This is Jody with C.O.D. Outdoors. I just want to show you guys a new concept for a grappling hook that I came up with. It's a lot smaller than the one I had before, as you can see. But the neat thing about this one is that I made it to where it can be broke down and carried in a compact way. I'm going to eventually make a case for it, being the Lord's will, so that it won't tear up anything on my backpack. But I can strap this right to the molly once I get it apart in two pieces, and I'm getting ready to show you guys that. The way I designed this, guys, was this right here. The shaft part was a bolt, just a long bolt, a hardened bolt. And I cut the end off and flattened it on the sides because it was pretty thick on the head end. And I just flattened it, drilled a hole, and made this hoop here with a chain link that I made too. I made it round. I just kept working it with the hammer and chisel and a little small punch to get it to the shape I wanted, and then I welded it back together. This, let me get this apart. I made this so I could just use it with my Leatherman out in the field. I just take my Leatherman and get the flat blade out, and on the top of this bolt I left about, I don't know, 2 inches of thread. And it's got a big nut on the top, and I'll show you guys that. This nut has a set screw in it because the shaft, which is the bolt, has a hole drilled in it to receive this. And all that's for, guys, is to keep the nut from backing off when it's in use. Keep it from twisting back off the top, because as you'll see, it doesn't fit on real tight. And I done that for a reason. But it just comes right off with my finger. Easy to do. The nut comes off, and then the grabbers come off as well. And it's 2 pieces because the nut will go right back on that way and store with the shaft. But I made this so it would be compact and something easy I can carry out in the field. And here I've just got this hooked onto the rope that I've been using with my other grappling hook with one of these locking links that's got the threads on it here. But this part is made from, the fins are made from 1/8 inch steel. The centerpiece, this bushing here, is made from a deep well socket that I had because I could not find any pipe to fit on these threads. I had some 1/2 inch pipe, but it was just a hair too small to fit on there. And this socket fit perfect. It's not the end that receives the bolt, of course, because that's a whole lot thinner, but I had about 1 inch on the top, which is exactly what I needed to weld these fins to. And I got a really good weld on them. They're solid, and I just bent them here. They were a whole lot straighter, and I just notched them and bent them together and welded them back together, all 4 of them. This is a really compact design. I think it's going to work well, guys. I've played around with it a little bit on some small stuff. I haven't actually took it out in the field to do a really good test. This part here was just a big round washer, and the way I designed it, I let these fins drop down a little bit below this bushing here, so that I could make slots in this for them to fit into, so they wouldn't just spin around everywhere, so they would be solid in place. And I got it marked with paint to line it up to where it fits perfect. So this is the design I come up with. I wanted to present it to you guys to get your thoughts on it, see if there's anything I could improve or anything you might want to add to it. I think it's going to work well, and Lord willing, in the future I'm going to make a demo video of me using it, or just take it out in the field and use it, and while I'm filming for another part. But the way I think it's going to be handy for me, guys, to carry in my backpack. And that way, if I'm out camping, if I'm out hiking, if I'm out doing whatever, and I get in a pinch, I'm not having to lug that big hook around with me, because it doesn't fit on my backpack comfortably. It flops around. I mean, I could secure it down, but it's kind of big, and it just moves around too much. But this one is compact. I can break it apart, I can keep it together, and attach it right to the molly on my backpack, and I'm good to go. As long as I got my rope with me, which in a pinch you could use paracord, guys, to do small tasks, to pull yourself out of a hole or whatever. but I like this design I came up with a few days ago, and went out in the building and just started moving stuff, just started working, seeing what I had, and this is what I come up with. When you twist on this nut, it stops in the exact spot that it needs to for the set screw to take place, and it stops right there. And I just take my Leatherman, which I always have with me. This is a EDC I carry every day to work and everywhere else I go. And so I just turn that in until it's tight, and everything's set, guys. But once you get that set screw in, it's good to go. You're ready to start throwing and hooking. Alright guys, we hope you like our grappling hook. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and please leave a comment, guys, to tell us what you think about our grappling hook, to give us some feedback. Appreciate you guys coming, and as always, have a blessed day in Jesus' name.